What's up everybody, my name is Asashi Pix and welcome to another video, and today I will be sharing with you guys my top 10 figures of 2024. Now I meant to release this video earlier, but I got sidetracked with school and of course with the holidays, and I got sick and I still am a little bit sick, but I am getting better. So all of that combined, I had to release my video at the start of 2025, but I still wanted to share with you guys my picks for the top 10 figures of 2024. And of course, this is my list, so feel free to disagree, but still like to show you guys what figures I liked to my list. Now, anyways, let's get started in today's video. So coming in at number 10, we have the Total Anime Yuji Itadori from Jazzwares. Now, where to begin with this guy? I think that the articulation, the detail, and the sculpt are on point. I didn't expect much when getting this guy, but they really have impressed me with the amount of articulation it does have. The only issues I have with this guy is that it doesn't really hold the poses when it comes to the ab crunch. Now, it doesn't look like it doesn't have that much ab crunch, but it can crunch a lot. The only issue is that it can't really hold it, which is a problem. But I'm not faulting Total Anime or Jazzwares for that, but I only wish that the budget increase was there just to have the quality a little bit higher. I wouldn't mind paying like $25 if the quality was a little bit better, and maybe if the articulation would hold and the joints weren't that loose. But other than that, I think that this figure is pretty good and I strongly recommend it, considering that it's hitting Ross's now for about $14.99, so you get it even cheaper than it already is. But yeah, I love Jujutsu Kaisen, so I hope that they release more Jujutsu Kaisen figures from this Total Anime line. I wouldn't mind seeing more, like a Gojo or Megami or a Nobara. But yeah, this is my number 10 of 2024. And for my number 9 spot, it goes to the CT Toys Symbiote Spider-Man. Now, a lot of you are going to be surprised that a bootleg made it onto my top 10, but hear me out. I know that bootlegs get a bad reputation, and I mean they should. I mean, they're off brand, but CT Toys has upped the quality in bootlegs recently, so they are not that bad, especially for the price point and especially for a Mafex copycat. So it's not that bad, honestly, and it won't disappoint you if you missed out on the original release like I did. So I didn't feel like paying $100+ for a 6-inch figure, and I know it has its reasons to be expensive, but considering the paint and the articulation that this does come with, I thought, why not? It couldn't hurt. And yeah, I'm honestly pretty happy with this guy. Of course, he's a little bit smaller, but it does work for my display. So yeah, that is my number 9. And coming in at number 8, it's gonna go to the Black Series B2 Super Battle Droid. And wow, this is an impressive figure. I love it. It is pretty nice, hands down one of the best Black Series that Hasbro has produced. Simply because I do like battle droids, and the engineering that went behind this figure is pretty good. It is limited in some regards, but for the articulation on some areas like the hips and stuff like that, it is very impressive, especially on the panels that you can remove, like the chest piece and the head, just to make it look like Republic Commando. They did not have to do that, but they did. And I think this figure is like $25, so not exactly a deluxe either, I think, but honestly, again, it's very impressive. So I do love the detail, the sculpt, and the paint. So if you guys find this guy, I recommend picking it up. Again, one of the best. And yeah, my number 8. Sticking with Black Series at number 7, I have the Black Series Mandalorian. Now, there are two versions of this new version of the Mandalorian, the Glavis Ringworld Mando, and then I think the Mines of Mandalore. So this one is the Mines of Mandalore. Now, this would be higher on my list if I got the Glavis Ringworld Mando, but this was the only one available. So the Glavis Ringworld Mando, that one sold out fast, and because of the cloth cape and of course the jetpack. But this is essentially the same thing, but without the jetpack and without the cloth. So again, the sculpt, I think that Hasbro improved upon it, especially since the first version that they released from the, I want to say like a few years back. But the sculpt for the helmet is perfect, and of course the proportions are even better. So yeah, I mean the articulation is okay, but again, this is a upgrade in all aspects. And again, it'd be higher on my list if it was the Glavis Ringworld Mando, but I digress. So if you guys see this, I think this guy is readily available. So if you guys want to pick this guy up and don't mind the plastic cape, and if you guys want to replace it later on with a cloth one, by all means get this guy. He is going the same price, which is crazy to think about how the Glavis Ringworld one came with more accessories, and that one is more expensive now. So yeah, that is my number 7 for the year. All right, so switching things up at number 6, I have the SH Figuarts movie Deadpool. And of course, this guy is not the recently released Deadpool, and I know this guy came out like a few years back maybe, but I think it is a reissue. So due to the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that came out recently, I decided to get this guy in 2024, and I'm not really disappointed at all. I think that the sculpt is amazing and the detail is there, and the articulation of course is exceptional as always with Figuarts mostly. um the only thing I have a slight gripe with this guy is maybe like the one of the legs is a little bit longer than the other, so he doesn't stand perfectly straight. And the fact that he doesn't have guns either, and I was aware of that as I bought this guy, so I've seen reviews. The only reason why I went this guy instead of the other version is because one, this one was a little bit lighter in the tone of red, and two, it was cheaper. So I think I got this guy for like maybe like $40 to $60 on Amazon, and the other Deadpool that only came with guns, that was like like about $100. So I didn't feel like paying more just for guns that I already have some spare lying around. So um, yeah, that's basically the deciding factor as to why I got this guy. And yeah, that is my number 6. All right, so at number 5 we got the movie Wolverine from Marvel Legends. And again, this is a great figure. I think that the Marvel team at Hasbro did a excellent job sculpting this guy, and I was excited for this guy. Originally I had the what was it, the that one other Wolverine. I had the Astonishing X-Men Wolverine pre-ordered, but then I saw that they revealed this guy at San Diego Comic-Con, and I canceled that one and got this guy. It's essentially, I guess, the same figure, but in live action. And it's Hugh Jackman. Of course, the Hugh Jackman face was honestly 10 out of 10. I think Hasbro knocked that out of the park. Now I have right now the masked version because I also think that one is pretty good looking as well. But the Hugh Jackman one was the one that sealed the deal. So again, this guy is awesome. I think the sculpt is there, paint is pretty much there too. The only thing that's lacking is the weathering and of course the bare arms, and of course the proportions are a little bit off. Um, but yeah, those are the only flaws. But other than that, I think that this guy deserves to be number 5, or at least in my list. All right, so at number 4 we have the Jada Toys Street Fighter Chun-Li. Now I know that this figure probably came out towards the end of 2023, but I only recently got the figure until 2024 when I went to Anime Expo, and I had a great time at Anime Expo. And of course I did run across the Jada Toys booth, so I had to make my way and check out the display and of course the figures. And since I was on a budget, I could only get like a single figure, so I got Chun-Li, and of course that this figure does not disappoint. It's my first time handling a Jada Toys figure, so um, I'm very impressed with what they have to offer, and I hope to collect more of their figures soon. Uh, I really do love the attention to the detail that they have, and of course the quality that they have. I don't really have anything bad to say about the figure, but maybe some paint chipping here and there. But other than that, I think that the figure is very well done. And of course, I can't wait to collect more, as this is not a bad pick for a number 4. And at number 3, we got the big boy Godzilla. Now, this is from Haya Toys, I believe, and I think that they're relatively new to the kaiju scene. So, um, honestly, they have been kicking Monster Arts' ass with when it comes to Godzilla figures. Maybe not in the articulation department, but in the detail and the paint. This is the only Godzilla that I have, and once I got this, I got rid of my other Godzilla from Monster Arts. Considering that they are literally like, you could buy like maybe 2 of Haya or 3 of Haya Toys Godzilla for the same price of 1 Monster Arts, which is crazy to think about. And of course, I am planning to get more Haya toys eventually. I do love Godzilla, but I wouldn't say that I'm a massive fan. Uh, surely due to the amount of space that they do take up. So I might get the Godzilla 2004 version that they have, Godzilla against Mecha Godzilla. So other than that, I would say check them out. A lot of people that I've seen reviews are very impressed and happy with these figures. So yeah, there's not much to say when it comes to flaws, but yeah, that is my number 3. And at number 2, I have the Living Curse himself, Odious the Living Curse. Now, this is a relatively new figure from Unparalleled Universe that he has been working on for the longest time. It's great watching him following the whole community as he was making the process of making this guy, to the planning and the Kickstarter, and now it's in our hands. So it is a very great figure that did not disappoint. It lived up to my expectations when it comes to the articulation and of course the accessories and of course the soft goods. I think soft goods are awesome when done right, and I think that they were really done well when it comes to this guy. So again, I don't know if he's still available, but if he is still available, I'd recommend you guys to check it out and get it for yourself. I know that Unparalleled Universe Wade is making new versions of this guy. He's coming out with more variants of ODS, and the only thing I can say is that I am excited for what's to come. And if you guys are in the community, please support him. And and at number 1, he needs no introduction. We got Batman from Batman Arkham Knight from Revoltech or Kyoto, and wow, this guy is amazing. He did not disappoint me at all. Okay, that is a lie. I love the Batman Arkham games, and of course, I love the Batman Arkham suits. I wasn't a big fan of the Arkham Knight suit for some reason in the video game, but seeing it in figure form, it won me over. And at the time, I was playing or replaying the Batman Arkham trilogy, and of course, the Batman Arkham Knight. So when I saw that they released this guy with the promo pics and everything, I have never ever handled a Kyoto figure at all. So buying this guy was kind of scary because I didn't know what to expect. I know that Amazing Yamaguchi figures are known for the articulation more than their sculpt or I guess proportions speaking. But I know that recently that Kyoto has been trying to do the best to fix their proportion problems. The only issue that I have with this guy is the leg or the hip joint. One of them, on mine, it keeps popping off for some reason. Even though I try to fix it with like the oil because I thought it was the tightness that was ruining it, but it wasn't. So this guy, he can pose very well, but a lot of things pop off a little bit too easy for my liking. But nonetheless, I still love this figure. I love how it looks like. I love the cloth cape that it comes with. I just love the way it moves, but it's kind of a little bit of a drag when it comes to that hip joint. And yeah, he doesn't stand that tall, but to be honest, I didn't really expect him to stand that tall. I know that they run short. Well, figures like these run a little bit shorter. But yeah, again, it is pretty good, and if you guys do pick them up, keep that in mind. If it something like that does bother you, where the joint keeps popping off. Now I have fixed it. I think it only pops off if like the belt isn't raised to like to also like raise the leg. I don't know how to explain it, but if it isn't raised, it'll pop off, and if it's raised, the belt like the you can raise one of the belts to raise the legs, so it won't pop off that easily. Just be careful with it, guys, and yeah, again, this is a very well done. There are not a lot of great Arkham Knight figures out there, but I would say that this is one of the greatest or one of the better ones out there. But I think InArt is making a Batman Arkham figure, so if you guys want to wait for that, go for it. It is good looking when it comes to the sculpt and paint, and I know McFarlane has one of these guys. I think it only looks good sculpt wise, McFarlane, but you know, people have their own choices, so and their own tastes. So if you guys want to go for that one, go for it. But this is my number one, and I'm interested into hearing what you guys think of my list in the comments down below. And I'm interested into hearing what are your lists. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. And make sure to check out my other platforms like TikTok and Instagram so you guys can catch more pictures and behind the scenes of what I do. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. Peace.